Gender and Sexuality, Part 2. So, Part 2. Basically, last time it ended up devolving into me and not really getting into more of the definitions / idea behind it all. And I even forgot a category, because I talked about gender and sexuality, but technically there is a third, sex, on its own. So, really quick. And I'm going to bring my notes over here, so I try to stay on track this time. Which, unfortunately, makes epic glare. Anyway, I'm going to look down here. Sex. Biological. It's how you were born. Pretty simple, not many choices. You were pretty much born male, female, or intersex. Typically meaning both, having a combination of both type of genitals. Gender, how you express yourself to the world. Not typically known first thing off the bat, because, well, as a baby, it's not like you can necessarily express yourself. But not related to sex in the least. It is how you see you. Are you female? Are you male? Has nothing to do with the plumbing you were born with. Sexuality. Who you're attracted to. Are you gay, straight, bi, pan? Any million combinations thereof. Basically, what it kind of comes down to is, with gender and sexuality, there is a spectrum. I mean, it can be so many different possibilities. And while there's still debate on how much that is determined at birth, it's something you're born with. It's in your makeup, but it can take time and discovery to figure out the true answer to gender and sexuality as a question. Whereas sex is the only thing that's pretty much obvious right off the bat, because it's biological. That can be seen stripped naked, and you know what sex you are. When it comes to the others, it makes a little more work. But it's still something that it's not something you can just one day go, you know what? I'm going to suddenly become blah. Doesn't really work that way. Examples, just so I can have them in the actual video and not just a description. So, for example, you could technically be born male, identified as male, and be straight. At least that's the way the world sees it. But through life and self-discovery, figure out that, oh, well, really, I'm actually have the plumbing of a male, express myself as a male, but I'm attracted to other males. So, male, gay. That's a possibility. Another one would be, start out life with female plumbing, identified as female, and straight. But figuring out over time that no, really, you might have the plumbing of a female, but you're actually a male in your head, and that's how you express yourself. And then you're attracted to females. Now, some people, and I hate this, go, oh, well, doesn't that make you a lesbian because you're attracted to females and you have female plumbing? No, that doesn't make you a lesbian. Actually, it makes you straight because you identify as male and attracted to females. Hence, straight. It's one of those things that while it shouldn't be confusing, it seems to tend to be confusing, and I don't know why it tends to be confusing. It really, the best way to look at it is ignore sex. Sex means nothing. It's just plumbing. Gender and sexuality. That's the important part. That's what you identify with. And now I guess I shouldn't say ignore sex, it means nothing, because unfortunately sexual organs can cause major dysphoria in individuals who don't identify as that biological sex. And I completely understand that. But from a point of view of just in the head trying to explain it to people, ignore sex and pay attention to gender and sexuality, because that is what means, that's really where the meaning is. The biological parts can be altered. You know, that's what top surgery or bottom surgery is for, to, you know, alter what's there so the person is more comfortable with their gender expression. Some people don't have to do that. Some people do. Again, it's a more comfort level, and you know, it's a personal choice on that sense. But the important things when working with this whole gender and sexuality thing is, that's why I didn't end up mentioning sex in the first video, is gender and sexuality is really what's more important, and that's what people need to focus on, and need to stop focusing on the biologics. That's where all the confusion comes into play, is, well, you were born female, so what the fuck? So, hopefully, that's a little bit more straightforward of it. I didn't get into me this time. This is more of a definition type video. And I will have, you know, this kind of written down a little bit more succinctly below. So people seem to like when I expanded upon it in the description last time, so we do it again. Anywho, I think that's just about it. I know this topic kind of gets done to pieces, but maybe if we keep driving it into people's heads, they'll eventually get it. Alright, we've already gone 3 minutes longer than I really wanted to, so I'm going to call that a day there. See ya.